And I see it's gone to some astrology. Well, baby, I can see your face.
Alright, so I'm taking it from the top again as much as I can. I definitely recorded the whole thing and nothing was picked up sound-wise. So let's start from the beginning. Alright, so this week, January 6th through the 12th, starting Monday to Sunday, the moon is going to shift between Aries to Cancer, where we'll have the full moon on Monday. Major shifts for this week: Mars retrograde Cancer, Mercury square Neptune, Sun square Lilith and Chiron, creating a T-square between 19 and 21 degrees cardinal signs. Mars trine Neptune, Sun trine retrograde Uranus. There'll be less fire, no heavy fixed energy except for Pluto in Aquarius, and Mars will enter Capricorn where the Sun is. So Empress Atlantis spoke about how Mars retrograde Cancer, meaning everyone goes back to the Mary theology, and I said Magdalene. Little did I know. The divine message this week is we're going to find out who Jesus is, and as a concept, it's not what we think it is. The Eve gene connected to divine feminine awakening with Mars trine Neptune at 27 degrees this week. Also, messages here: meditation into routine regularly. Request assignment if unknown at any given time. Request clarity if needed or desired. Sacrifice or surrender to the spirit and move. Less thinking and analyzing, more trusting. Illusion will be divine, not popular or low vibration. So I saw a post that was in Reddit, said, "Who killed Jesus?" And somebody responded, "The Romans. His people let them because they were blinded." Pisces Neptune. He could have defended himself, but it was meant to be an end or a new beginning. So going into the 6th Monet, which is ironically today, this is a day where we celebrate the Epiphany, which is commemorating the Magi who found the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction when Jesus was supposed to have been born. And the Magi came to visit Jesus and John the Baptist. Okay, the Magi is the one who, they brought the frankincense and myrrh and found the stars to direct them. Epiphany means to reveal, and it's a Christian feast day, and they celebrate this by giving gifts to children, creating blessed water, chalking the door, singing to the stars, bringing house blessings, parades, and church services. Okay, January 6th, 36, right? So first quarter square Aries moon at 16 degrees, Cancer degrees. So we will definitely be in our feelings a lot this square. Okay, this has to do with Capricorn, our awareness of our power, our ability to preserve. And then it's going to square off, which means we're going to be met with an obstacle that will challenge us internally with the moon in Aries. Okay, and that moon is at the IC of the sun. Okay, so this may bring up a lot of our warrior spirit when it comes to protecting and defending ourselves, considering this is a Cancer degree as well, 16 degrees Aries. We may feel compelled to protect a part of our childhood or a part of some type of innocence where we don't want to embark on that journey just yet, but the sun in Capricorn is making you look at the responsibilities, the discipline, the restrictions that come with whatever decision or whatever situation is going on at this time. Now, with Mercury squaring Neptune, this is going to play on the mental. We may have a lot of mental back and forth going on. Sagittarius is about seeing the full the widened perspective, where Pisces is knowing that you encompass all perspectives. Okay, and that can be a challenge with the square, because if we're looking to get to a specific destination, but we keep being pulled into this feeling of being all of the destinations anyway, it can create a bit of distortion if we're not careful and not stable. So we have on the 7th Mars Day, Mercury moves away from Neptune in Sagittarius to the galactic center at 28 degrees. The close to the solstice point, and the moon will conjunct Chiron 19 degrees and oppose Lilith. Okay, so Chiron has to do with our open wound being touched again now that it's stationed direct. During the retrograde, we had a time to really see how far we've come on our healing journey, but now that it's stationed direct with the moon conjuncting, there's going to be a little sensitivity to that wound again. In opposition to Lilith and Libra, there can be a certain area or area of distrust in one-on-one partnerships because that wound is being touched again. Moon trine Mercury, Sagittarius 29 degree, and square Mars, Cancer at 29 degrees as well. The moon in Aries. So not only do we kind of find this source of energy to emote in conversation what's really going on with us as far as how we see things from a higher perspective, the challenge is being able to receive that same energy back with the Mars in Cancer 29th degree. The Mars and the Mercury kind of in conjunct here, causing a bit of irritation, because Mercury is about, getting the information out to, especially to those who are the closest to you, and where you need that message to go, like sending signals, right? The in conjunction or the irritation with Mars in Cancer is automatically receptive, and Mars may kind of inflame the emotions a bit, where you're quick to an emotional response before you really allow yourself to see the mastery in some of the ideology or philosophy that you have about life. You may have a lot of different deep perspectives about life that can help you overcome a lot of obstacles, but the sensitivity here with the Mars 29 degree retrograde is that emotionally we may still be, unsettled, especially with the conjunction with Chiron at 19, where we kind of get that wound poked a little. And then the Mars Cancer is like, okay, now that wound have been touched within us, like whatever wound we developed, since childhood, emotionally or physically, whatever it is, Mars in Cancer in conjuncting Mercury gives us an opportunity to really get uncomfortable and dive deep into that wound and put extra love and nurturing on that wound, instead of being quick to anger or quick to jealousy or quick to some other emotive, because our wound has been touched in some sort of way, and I don't feel like it was done to hurt you, because Mars is a warrior, like a fight-like energy. So it's encouraging you to fight, yes, but who are you fighting? What are you fighting? The Mars in Cancer is going to elect, where the wound kind of stems from. Okay, this is, moon energy, 4th house energy, IC, where it's the bottom of our chart, it's the roots. Where is this pain rooted from? And not to get it confused with what's going on in the moment. That's what, trauma healing is about that. So the moon moves into Taurus. It's automatically going to square Pluto at 1 degree. Again, the traumatic moon square Pluto However, with the moon in Taurus, Pluto, Aquarius, we get an opportunity to continue to put one step in front of the other. And then with Pluto, Aquarius, we can be open to different perspectives. Okay. January 8th, Mercury Day. Mercury moves into Capricorn around 5 to 6 a.m. Eastern. Our mind starts to awaken more to the fact that yes, we are, goddesses in the flesh. The moon is exalted in Taurus, sextiling Venus, exaltation in Pisces around 4 or 5 degrees. There can be a lot of lovey-dovey, good energy going on at this time. The thing about exaltation is to not overdo it, okay? Don't overspend, don't overpromise, don't overdo it, okay? Remain grounded with the moon, okay? The sun at 18 degrees, the karmic Virgo Saturn degree, Mercury and the sun together, and then the moon sextiling in Taurus to Saturn at 15 degrees Pisces, and then trining the sun at 18 degrees Capricorn. So this moon in Taurus, I feel like moon in Taurus is making a lot of things more beautiful for us, especially with the touch to Venus first. It's like getting smoothie, like the girls are smoothing up with the moon and Venus and Taurus and Pisces. And then they're spreading that good energy, that good juju around to the other placements, or making contact with the other placements. So the beauty we find with the moon in Taurus after it touches Venus, Pisces with Saturn is that the beauty is that, that beauty of when the earth and the ocean touch, like that border, that shoreline, there's beauty there, as well as safety. With the moon trining the sun in Capricorn, it's like not only is we have that barrier or that, border with Saturn in Pisces where we kind of could get lost in the beauty of something, we also have the conscious awareness of the Capricorn energy to show us how we can deeply and more effectively preserve or stay disciplined to the cause that we have while we're still maintaining this beautiful metaphoric image of allowing ourselves to let go with the water as it comes in and out, while still maintaining that frequency of protection with the border or the shoreline that separates the water from the earth. They still touch, they still dance together, but it's not done haphazardly. It's done effectively and efficiently so that all can live in abundance. So Sun square Chiron as well. Again, going back to that touching the wound energy, the square gives us awareness in Capricorn that we are greater than our wound. We're greater than the issues that come from the wound. It is just a journey, a karmic journey that we are here to take on, and how it manifests is how it manifests, and that is largely dependent on our vibration. Okay, so this square talks about being one, admitting where you may be selfish or self-flesh, and submit to the Most High. So there is a weakness that we may have that we're trying hard to fight against. It could be an addiction or an old way of doing things because it has to do with our wound. Again, we want to submit to the Most High frequency to take this burden off of me so that I can continue to do your will, Most High. All right, so Jupiter Day going into the 9th, the moon will trine the sun exactly on that day, and then Mercury will square the North Node, Aries. North Node is our fated path we are destined to take. Collectively is in the Aries energy. So this is about us doing the things that we may have been afraid to do, second guess to do. Aries is giving us the fire to move forward. With Mercury and Capricorn squaring this, just like when the sun squared the energy, first we had the conscious awareness with the square. Now we're having the mental understanding. The mental plane is getting equipped with the sun now that is forward and out of the shadow to act in accord with our vision and remain successful. There is no going backwards. You feel like there's no going backwards. The past is over now. Like, I'm literally in my era of, I didn't have no exes. I don't have no baby fathers. That was a different life that I used to live. I don't live that life no more. I don't know who those people are. All right, so Mars is 28 degrees Cancer on this day. Moon and Uranus, Taurus are conjuncting. So this is our realizations of our abundance, our beauty, our proof of being a goddess in human form. Your Taurus links to the Hierophant card, which is like the high priest. Okay, he's the one that is able to communicate the secrets of the keys that the high priestess holds. Okay, with the Torah. So the high priest, or a deacon, or a preacher, or an elder, or someone with high spiritual status, or our Ori, which also talks about that card, is the energy we have on our head. This is a time for us to connect with that energy, which is why I emphasized in the beginning some of the divine messages was to have a regular meditation, because this is a good day, Thursday, for you to get some extremely unique downloads, some new downloads. With the sextile over to Mars at 28, while it trines Neptune at 27 degrees, before the moon moves into Gemini, we have an opportunity to tap in deeper during meditation or meditative states with the energy of our most high 777s, our most high frequency. And that lotus flower begins to open. That door that seemed so closed is starting to, unlock. Like those parts of us that have been situated to be kind of stuck or stagnant in appearance, because this is earth energy, Taurus, is still moving. Taurus is just very slow. It's one step at a time with Taurus. Okay, so then by Freya Day, Venus Day, Friday, the moon is in Gemini. The sun squares Lilith. Our awareness of how control issues are manipulated through who is in power of the dynamic. Lilith reminds us to receive our power back and never settle. The sun in Capricorn is us being aware of the power we hold. And Capricorn and Libra work very well together because they are a duo that's about serving the law as well as fairness and the ultimate justice. So there could be issues that come up with the judicial system or a specific judge, lawyer, or an official credible witness. Some things can seem like they've been manipulated to play on someone else's downfall. Mercury with the sun in Capricorn, same energy, easier to communicate, comprehend matters. Okay, so when this situation was being put together, there was an array of different narratives with the moon in Gemini that is being refocused, because now the sun and the moon, the sun and Mercury, are together in the same sign. So things will be clearer when an investigation or a conversation will begin. But they're still worried about manipulative energy controlling the outcome. With moon square Venus, 7 degrees, Gemini square Pisces, this is us starting to be aware of the abundance, regardless of the fears that may come out about what's in control, who's in control, or feeling like we're losing some sort of control. That's demon energy. I mean, not demon energy, that's devil energy, when you start to feel like you're losing control or you don't have it, or you won't be able, like when you start to spiral, like, I don't know how this is going to happen, I can't do this, like that's devil energy, and you need to spiral yourself back up. The moon square Venus will help us do that. where we start to acknowledge our abundance through the divine feminine energy, our great mother being. She will release us from these worries once we allow her in. The moon conjunct Jupiter. Okay, Jupiter is gift giving. So with the moon conjunction here in Gemini, we can channel a lot of information that is very sensitive to what we need to learn about our values and gifts, so we can stop being afraid with this square to Venus is exaltation. We start to become and feel more abundant and know not to squander this and to keep our eyes on the prize. Okay, Gemini is mental processes, learning, communication, as well as, you know, transportation. Okay, so someone could have an increase in their need to transport, or they may get in a car, or things about their car may be getting fixed, things of that nature. Someone could be gifted something that allows them to move more frequently. But it's like this week kind of starts off Monday where it's like kind of like a damn, I realize that this is important, or this situation, or I have an important moment right now, and we start to waver in our confidence, but we keep being shown signs that we're on the right track. And then when we have a conversation with another person, it's like we can almost lose our footing or almost lose our grasp on reality. Then we have that miracle moment come in where it's like, no, you're still in a stable position. You still hold rank. Okay, you're still credible. You're still an official. That hasn't changed at all. Okay, it's just that if you don't see that you're the one sitting in your power seat, if someone can convince you you're not powerful or you're not sitting in a power playing position, that's when you lose your power. So Saturn day, the end of the 111 portal. Saturn day, Saturn is going to square the moon in Gemini. So some of the rules could be bending due to someone having a gift of gab. There could be a loss of chairman or someone not in office. So there's a bit of a playful energy is kind of what I'm getting, where it's like, okay, you need to decompress, you need to de-stress. Mars retrograde, Mars has to do with action. Neptune is illusion, a spiritual guide. Cancer has to do with creating new emotions and being able to pick up psychically how someone else is feeling through the clairs, being an empath, or using, you know, witchery and being a healer. Pisces has to do with the ending and the beginning, as it represents the all. Okay, it also is co-ruled traditionally with Jupiter, which represents that godship, that God power. So people will start to give more value to their gifts in the spiritual sense. There's going to be a shift in perspective for most as this trine goes exact. A shift in perspective for most is that their psychic gifts or talents are going to be more appreciated, used, channeled. And then for the rest of the folks who have fear, they're going to start to act more delusional when it comes to the fears they have regarding spiritual gifts and their use for it, especially when it comes to using spiritual gifts to afford livelihood. Some people may argue or judge, but for you specifically, you should ask your divine if it's okay for you to how to use your spiritual gifts, because they will directly tell you where your spiritual gifts can be best used. Moon at 27 degrees is going to square Neptune while it's trining. So this could cause a disturbance, or you could receive a message of disturbance. And how or when this occurs, it could be a global awakening moment where everyone finds out some type of information that kind of throws people off intuitively, or deeply emotionally. They may be disturbed. So this may have to do with something in the sea, because I got fish and sea. The fish are people, the sea is the atmosphere. So there could be something going on in the sky and the atmosphere There may be sightings of different things in the sky. But again, Gemini is about the mental and communication as well as transportation. So if people are transporting things in the sky to create a disturbance, that means that the messages coming in will be kind of diluted or staticky, is what I'm getting as well. So it's the dawning of a new era. It's a new, it's a new level of war that's being initiated right now with the start of the moon in Aries. So moon Cancer on the 12th on Sunday. All right, the Capricorn sun will be at 22 degrees, which is someone who has a hard time letting go and releasing power. Okay, 22 is a master number, a master builder. And this reminds me of the Four of Pentacles, where it's time to kind of like open up your hands and release what you've been working on thus far, because it's time to take on something else with the moon trine Venus, opposing Mercury at Capricorn. So with the moon in Cancer start, because the full moon won't take place until Monday. And it's going to trine Uranus with Mars in Cancer. So the moon trining Venus and then opposing Mercury, it's like we get that security, that knowingness. And with the opposition to Mercury, it's like making it more balanced. You get more of a balanced view because the moon trine Venus, it's like we can kind of get lost emotionally, but the opposition is like, okay, stay focused, feel your feelings, but stay focused. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing with sun trine Uranus. Excuse me. This is where this the moon is going to go full around this degree. So we have to keep focus. The Mercury first is going to hit first. The moon is going to oppose Mercury first. So it's giving us the reminder of where we need to stay focused. And then the sun, when it opposes the moon in the same Capricorn energy, Cancer opposition with Uranus trining, is going to give us like the view of the mountain or the challenge. We're going to see what our challenge actually is, but we're also going to get the 3D lesson with the sun and Mercury being in Capricorn, how we can overcome that challenge, how we can override the program that the challenge was embedded into us. And then the full moon is where we get to release those relationships that we've had that kept us in fear of repeating old cycles. We get to release the emotions that had us in fear of our spiritual selves, our spiritual gifts, the spiritual interaction we can have with other people, not being afraid of someone taking advantage of you, spiritually speaking, but being in a position where you start to think, I'm in more control of my spiritual gifts. I have more protection because of my spiritual gifts. I feel more protected when I use my spiritual gifts in the way that I am directed by the Most High frequency that lives with me, lives in me, beside me, and as me. Okay, that's how we gotta start communicating with ourselves, because whatever this epiphany or enlightening moment that we're going to have this week, moving forward with the nodes changing, the North Node is going to be in Pisces, so there's going to be a habit or a need to be more compassionate, be more loving, and to let the past or things go. Saturn has already given us the lessons on why it's so important to accept loss of power or loss of, I want to say the past, but it's just like Pisces is the end in the beginning. It's the thing that's always there and it's never going anywhere. And allowing yourself to detach from the need to control something you have no possible control over. And then the North Node coming here where it's going to emphasize it even more. And Venus is here to give us like a preview of where we may be a little weak on our boundaries and we need to tighten it up. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. This week is going to be a beautiful blossoming week where we may feel more love, we may feel more abundant, we may feel more rich, more wealthy, more healthy. We'll start to feel all these beautiful things, but then there's that hit to Chiron that can make us feel like, do I really deserve it, or did I work hard enough? And the answer is yes, you did. You did the work. Keep showing up, okay? Moon and Aries going into Taurus. Keep showing up. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. All things in due time. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this message here. I am Reminiscent. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe to the channel. And remember, the universe is always guiding you. So stay aligned, stay radiant, and until next time, peace.